All right. We are recording episode 4 of the Saltcast. Got with me Salty Shy, the one and
Right.
only, full of salt. We have many things to salt about today. We're going to talk about GW and occasionally may segue into other random things. Are we going to start with the obvious salt in the room that we got going on today? The one,
Are we? What are we doing?
the only. People need to calm the fuck down about
About
GW.
GW deleting armies?
About GW deleting armies. That is apparently the hot topic of the day.
Can't play. They're getting rid of my army that
Getting rid
has
of your
old
army.
models from 10, 20 years ago.
Probably more. Actually,
Probably more.
that's a solid question. I'm gonna go look up what the last edition of that beast of. Actually, what was the last edition of Old World before?
Eighth?
Warhammer
Ninth?
Fantasy 9th edition. I'm gonna just Google this real quick here. Was 9th edition the last edition?
I believe it was 9. That was
no, I think it's
prior
8th.
to End Times. Was it
8th
8th?
edition. 8th edition is the last
Okay.
edition. Yeah. There we go. All right. Warhammer Fantasy Battles 8th edition is why can I not find this? Dates. Gotta add the word dates. It ended. Oh, it released in June of 2010. June of 2010.
Wow.
It is 2024. It is 14 years since Warhammer Fantasy Battle 8th edition. And I know a lot of GW people are new, and we're probably, I don't know if you were even alive during this time, but I will let you know, 8th edition. That's what beastmen and what is it? What is the orcs?
Bonesplittaz.
Thank you. That's what they're from. They're from 8th edition. They're actually from before 8th edition. I think those models are like 7th edition was 2006, and I'm sure both of those armies had those models were from at least 2006.
Listen, people. They're old ass models. Like, I'm on the GW website and they're looking at some stuff here. And apparently, they released a Gnome Blood Bowl team. These Gnome Blood Bowl teams look better than those models.
GW basically when they canceled Old World, which technically they canceled every army when they canceled Old World. So I don't know how you guys aren't used to this. Then they made AOS and let everyone play all the old armies, even unless you burned your army. Then that happened. And you've been playing your old ass army for the last 14 years now. And I think it's time that you just go back to your old game. They even gave you your old game back. All like...
I mean, yeah, they did. Let's discuss these. Like, the Bone Splitters, whatever, they're... Whatever. If you had a Savage Orc army...
All 5 of you?
Whatever.
All 5 of you Savage Orc players.
You're rolling over from Fantasy. I don't know why you were playing Savage Orcs when you could be playing Iron Jaws.
I think Savage Orcs are so underplayed that when GW did the Meta Watch things for Age of Sigmar, they listed Cruel Boys and they listed Iron Jaws, and Savage Orcs don't even have enough players to make a stat.
To make it.
that's how they're not even a good army or a bad army. They're just so underplayed that they're not an army. So all 5 of you Savage Orc players can probably just go back and play Fantasy or
the weird thing it says is they will receive Battletome Bone Splitters as a free download.
Yeah, they'll probably give you some free rules. Like,
so you'll still be able to play them.
Yeah, they actually said they're tournament legal till 2025.
Okay. So they're just leaving the line. You won't be able to get them anymore.
Well, they also won't be in the new books.
Oh, they won't be in the new books.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Bone Splitters after 2025 will not be competitive legal for all 5 of you who play that, and they will basically be going back to Old World.
Yeah, like, so. I mean, whatever. They're Savage Orcs. The sad word, the Mad Mob, because he's a new model, but whatever.
I do feel bad if you bought the one mob. I'm assuming that you can play your new model in Old World also. So.
Yeah.
So that's Savage Orcs.
The Warcry models, man, you just go back to playing Warcry.
Okay. Okay. Yes. that GW only made Warcry legal because they
Right.
weren't selling Warcry.
They weren't selling models. Yeah.
So
I don't even know anyone. Does anyone even field these models in AOS? I don't know.
I
Somebody
literally have
probably
never
does,
seen.
but
I mean, probably some competitive army, but
yeah, there's
competitive
probably one
people
of these
don't count.
like armies or units is probably really powerful, and they probably field them. But
I'm sure.
whatever.
But that's competitive
Go play
players.
Warcry. It's a good game.
Right. Competitive players are going to go find whatever's the new
Right.
broken thing anyway. You would have ditched the
And-
models the second they weren't good anyway.
Yeah, you got new Slaves of Darkness armies coming.
That's the thing too. Right. It's all the chaos ones.
Right.
And I
Or
mean,
just
you could
play them as
right.
your freaking Marauders or whatever they call them.
Right, whatever your
Dark,
chaos
oath.
generic line use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your Dark Oath. Just play them as that. You don't have to like chuck your models away because GW is not supporting it
Oh
anymore.
man. No. I also don't think I've ever seen anyone even use them for
Right.
that purpose either. So
Not like as the unit, like for conversions. I've seen.
Oh
that.
yeah. I've seen them for a
Used-
lot of conversions,
yeah.
but then they're still good for conversions.
Right.
So yeah.
But I don't think people are like horribly complaining about this one. It just feels bad. Whatever.
It doesn't
Like,
even
oh,
feel
Warcry
bad.
Warcry players can't use your models in Age of Sigmar.
Warcry players, I don't even know if they're playing Age of Sigmar.
Right, I
I'm
don't
gonna
even
be
know if they're
honest.
playing Age of
Right,
Sigmar,
I think
so-
Warcry is its own thing, honestly.
That's just people complaining because GW is doing something,
Oh man,
which is the entirety of this whole rant and influencer thing, and we'll talk about that later.
right. We're gonna get to the main
Right.
meat of the complaint in
Yeah.
a second, but we want to address the lead into it.
Right. Beasts of Chaos. This is literally getting rid of the entire line. Like,
Thank God.
you ain't gonna have these any longer. They get rid of your Vanguard box. Like,
Oh,
They're
okay.
gone.
Yes, the Vanguard box.
yeah.
That's probably gonna go. I
Like whatever.
swear.
Like these are really crappy. I mean, we had like some of these models sitting in the garage for like 10 years or something like that.
Right. Warhammer. When did Beasts of Chaos release? Beasts of Chaos. Okay, see, it's so old that they're talking about Beasts of Chaos in Age of Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar,
But that's not what Beasts of Chaos is from. See, this is fake news. This is fake information.
They were Beastmen?
They were.
Beastmen? Were they just
Oh,
called
that's right.
Beastmen?
They were the Beastmen.
Yeah.
I gotta rename it. Here we go. Did Beastmen?
Yeah, so they're going back to Legends and Old World. Like all these
Alright.
models are going back to Old World, which is fine. But I mean,
Okay, so it is a 7th edition army. Beastmen is a 7th edition army from 2010. And yeah,
like, sorry if you liked playing Beastmen and you enjoy Age of Sigmar, but now you got to go play a shitty game called Old World.
that's actually the bigger struggle. If people
Sorry.
were actually like, I like Age of Sigmar,
Right.
but now I don't want to go play this crappy game called Old
Right.
World, I would
Old
actually
World.
feel more like sympathy for that. I'd be like, that's fair. I don't want
I
to
mean,
like.
I just wait. They're probably gonna remake this army.
This is also true. This is also true.
GW is probably gonna make Beast of Chaos as something else, like
Right, like a redesigned or
yeah,
reconceptualized
redesigned.
army.
I also think I was talking to Josh on this. They're probably gonna redesign these so they could copyright them. They'd be more original.
That's true because you can't really copyright Beastmen.
Right.
That's not a copyrightable thing.
And some of these models, come on, like the Gore, Ungores, like all these are really old. The Bulgors are kind of old. I mean, the Shagoff and like the Cygors are recently new, but they're still kind of old. And look at this Shagoff compared to like the new Dragon Chaplain guy. Like,
Yeah,
he's way like the new guy's way more dynamic.
Yeah,
Like
no,
this guy is
it's-
just.
they're not even on the same
Right.
level anymore.
They're
And-
all still kind of created to be ranked.
Right. And when you look at them on the table, you can just tell that they're of a older
Right.
design style. So that's
Which, whatever. Like it does suck if you got into Beasts of Chaos.
Yes.
You have like a year, I think, to play them before.
yeah, you have till 2025.
Right. You have a year to play them before they're no longer
Right.
allowed. Whatever.
Until they're not tournament legal.
They're not
guess.
tournament, so whatever. So
Right.
if you're playing in tournaments, whatever. Like you can still play them in Legends if you just want to play them as for fun. Like, but
Which
that's
I-
not the way people think. Like if they're going to
Ugh.
Legends, they don't exist anymore. Legends
Ugh.
is like the purgatory of models.
That's segueing into a secondary like rant
Right.
that I've had, which is tournament scene has dictated casual play way too long. Like if
Right.
it's not tournament legal, then you can't play it casually, or it's not fair.
I don't even know where these guys are on MetaWatch that they'd be like.
I'm pretty sure they're on.
I mean, if they were a top tier army, okay, fair, but
If people are winning events with beastmen, I'm gonna look this
right.
up actually.
If
Age
beastmen are
of
like top tier, then
Sigmar meta
I could
watch.
see that being an issue. I doubt they're top tier
Uh,
armies.
we look at the one from March. We look at the one from March.
Sure.
They are blah 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 blah. Beasts of Chaos, fourth from the bottom.
Or from the bottom. There you go.
Fourth from the bottom. That's
Nobody wants blame.
on a funny note, the only things worse than Beasts of Chaos is Ironjaws, Cruel Boy, and Sylvaneth.
Wow.
So there you go.
Then minor trouble.
And Savage Orcs are not even on this list
They're not even
because
on the list. They're just
people
like,
don't even play them enough to
they
register
exist.
on this list. Yeah, like that's literally what it is. It's like I would have forgotten they exist because
Yeah.
they're not even on this
GW
list.
forgot about them. We're like, oh damn.
Like, we may as well just get rid of this. Like, I don't even think
Right.
anyone. I don't even know if anyone has bought a Savage Orc model in the
Right.
last like 5 years. That's a fair one. You can't complain that that's going
Yeah.
away.
These other models, these all deserve pretty much. I mean, the branch wave is horrible. Like, I think they have a new model for the branch wave.
They do. They have
Yeah.
some new models for all
Yeah.
this stuff.
So
yeah.
that model, like, whatever. The Saurus, whatever. Valkyria's all the crap in her model's kind of crappy. So,
I swear that one's still resin also while we're at it.
yeah, it is. It's a fight cast.
Yeah, garbage.
Scalia, I think he was I thought he was a Forge Roll model. Maybe not. I know he's also fight cast.
Yeah.
That's a cool model though, but it is super old.
Right.
Yeah, the Madcap Shaman, whatever. There's a brand new model that looks better than that. I don't know about the big boss on Gigantic Spider. I thought that was new.
I'm not sure actually. That one I'm not positive on.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm not positive.
where's this article at
Mistweaver,
actually? I'm gonna pop this article open here on this page.
the Mistweaver, I thought was like a special model. Whatever, like he's there.
What's the date of this article? What's the date?
April 4th.
Oh, April 4th. April 2nd, April 3rd, April 4th. Oh, here we go. What's leaving Warhammer? All right.
I like that they also, in this first picture, they just show the whole armies. Them bone splitters look horrible. I mean, not horrible, but they don't look that great. Like,
Bone Splitters? No.
yeah, the bone splitters and the beastmen do not look that, like, they're all kind of samey and...
They do, and you can tell which one the new one is because
Right.
it's visually different than the other ones. Like they don't even really match up next to each other, like aesthetic wise anymore.
Right. I'm not even going to talk about Stormcast yet. We'll get to that in a minute.
No, we're gonna get to that rant.
Don't
That's a
worry about it.
separate
Don't
rant
worry about that.
altogether.
Right.
That's a separate rant. Yeah, looking at the Beastmen here. Yeah, no.
Yeah, those other models are whatever. Like, those, fine.
Yeah.
Rats, nobody cares.
Rat players are the only ones. I'm gonna shout out to you, rat players, for not being angry because you know that you're about to get the hotness.
Yeah, all these models are getting redone.
All these models are kind of shit.
Yeah,
and
they're
rat players
really
are happy.
old. It sucks. My entire army is getting removed, but whatever.
Which model?
The Skaven, all my models are in this list.
I mean, yes, but you're also getting brand new models. So
Yeah, they're getting, well, hopefully, but whatever. Good, we'll get new Skaven models. They may not get new of all these models, which I think, like, so the Warlock and the Warlock Engineer, I think they're gonna make that one kit.
that looks about right. Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
I think it's gonna come back. These models right here, I think, are leaving, but they're probably gonna rename them.
I could see that too, like kind of like a little bit
Yeah.
of a re kind of like jiggling of how the army
Right.
gets together. Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
is it? Let me see. Hold on.
honestly though, like those clan rats are super tiny. They're
Yeah.
old and small, and they're just goofy.
Same thing with the
looking.
Storm vermin.
Storm
they're
vermin,
made
too.
to rank up, so they're all like.
Right. Yeah, they're all pointing in one direction. Yeah, the acolytes. The acolytes are also on the old side. Some 2-in-1 kits will probably be like the warp fire and the rattling gun. Probably the grinder.
Okay,
and-
so they're kind of saying that the models themselves are leaving, not
Right.
that the war scrolls are leaving. It's that the models are leaving.
Right, the models
so-
themselves are what's leaving.
Right.
So if you want old shitty models, this is your last chance to buy old shitty
Yeah.
models. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, handful of units, mostly older resin stuff. Yeah.
Right. Which actually
Whatever.
that's a good segue into the next part of people need to calm the fuck down. That's Stormcast. Stormcast.
Okay, let's talk about this Stormcast. Number one, okay. This is almost all these models are Sacrosanct Chamber,
Yes.
which sucks if you play Sacrosanct Chamber, but also Sacrosanct Chamber is the worst chamber.
It is. It is. It's the original one that was like a lot of the old models were the
Yeah.
Sacrosanct Chamber. The other thing with that said, though, first of all, as we just said with the rats, it's the models that are leaving, not the War Scrolls.
Not the War Scrolls.
In fact, the entire intro video
okay.
was the Sacrosanct Chamber.
They stated that its entire chamber are they're going back to heaven to work on a cure for the curse of reforging.
Right.
So they think the whole chamber itself is not going to exist, but I think they're going
Right.
to rename the chamber.
I think the whole thing is narratively getting redesigned
Right.
for
It's
like a
narratively
new
gonna get
concept.
redesigned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So technically, I do not know if, well, some of these we already know. For example, 2 days after GW said that they were going to quote remove these models, they then posted the new data battle scroll or whatever
Yeah.
for one of these units, and they're
The
just
War
like,
Scrolls for
yeah. So basically, it was the Liberators. Right.
Right.
So they basically showed the Liberator profile. So it's obviously just the model. It's not the
Is that
the
with
whole
is that
thing
with
is
the
gone.
is that
Yeah.
with the Prime Liberators? Is it Prime Liberators?
It's basically
that
Prime
they showed?
Liberators. Yeah, that's the thing. It's Prime
The
Liberators.
Prime Stormcast.
Right.
They're
Which-
taller.
Which I'm not sure if they're taller or they're just standing up straight. It's 50-50 on
Fit-
that one.
People were like, they're not as bulky and wide as the old Stormcast.
No, Band-Aid. So
I
they
want my big.
they like them
wide
thick.
dudes.
They want
Yeah,
them
I want
short
them
and thick.
thick dudes. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. I understand. If you just want them thick. That's valid. But you can also just use your old Liberators. I'm
you go.
pretty sure that a Liberator is still a Liberator. I'm pretty sure that, yes, like you said, all of these models are either getting redesigned, reimagined, or you're just going to get a newer model of the same model.
I mean, okay, hold on. Let me just get this real quick. Like, just looking at these models, I'm like, man, it looks like a lot of models. Like, it looks like a lot of models are leaving, but it's
I mean, yes. If you take out the Stormcast.
no, I mean the Stormcast.
Oh, of the Stormcast?
themselves. It just seems like a lot of models.
4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 23. 23
32,
models.
I believe, right?
Oh, 32?
No, 23, right?
23.
Something like that. Let's see here. Right now on the site, there's 37 items for 73 items for
73.
Stormcast.
That's
Yeah,
more than Space Marines.
73
Is that more? I
items.
think that's more than Space Marines.
I mean, that's also some books and stuff. Let's say like 60. That's, and then you're losing. Is this the? Okay, the ballista is going away. So you're losing 20 something out of that. So you're losing a quarter of your models. You still have
Right.
You
still got like what? 40-ish models? I don't know.
Yeah, 40-ish like units.
On a note, there's still 85 Space Marine units, even after they removed all the mini Marines. So
Jesus.
obviously the Space Marines needed that trimming down also.
Like, and just looking at these, like, okay, yeah, oh, I see. They last chanced all the guys that are leaving.
Yeah.
So they're stated as last chance on this website.
Okay. Just
So,
for
like,
context.
you got the
yeah.
dragon dudes. Like, you have the Griff Town, right? Or whatever the dudes, the big dragon dudes.
So for
There's
fun,
way better.
I went and pulled up the Fire Slayers, which was an army that was brand new when AOS launched. Guess how many? Without looking, guess how many completely like items that you can even buy. Include the books and all the like extra shit.
12.
Close. It's 18.
18.
It's 18. One of which is the book. One of which is the Vanguard. One of which is the Dawnbringer box. One of which is the Invocations. They're including the what's it called? The Warcry unit in here.
Yeah.
Then there's the terrain piece. There's
Oh,
they're counting the Magma Droth with Rune Father and Rune Son separately. Actually, I take that
dude.
back. And the Rune Smiter. They had the same model kit in here 3 times.
There's there's 17 items for KO.
17. How many of them
Yeah.
are doubling up though?
Probably each unit. So really, let's see, one unit is all they're doubling up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
They only have 1, 2, and 1
16.
kit. 16.
Yeah. 16 original unique.
Nice.
So some of these might be double kits in the Stormcast, but okay. See, yeah, even if they're all double kits, I guess you'd have like 20 something units, but whatever.
Right. Yeah, if you don't count doubling up
that's the
or
case.
like the boxes that are just full of the units
Right.
from other one, Fire Slayers have 12. 12 whole ass like different things you can buy.
I mean,
I don't know why Stormcast needs
y'all got
75.
dragon riders. You got this big dragon guy. It's not even a Stormcast. It's just a dragon
Yes.
who makes 2 dragons.
Who makes 2 dragons. Yes.
Yeah.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand that, yeah, if you bought these models back in first edition, you might. I don't know if you're even that sad. I don't know if you've even played them. I don't even know if any of these models are playably good at this point.
They're not. They're just people have them, and whatever. It sucks that you have them and they're going away. But you could
Right.
do models. Do models. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone use persecutors, the little winged guys with the hammers.
Not since first edition.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we tried to sell our first edition army,
Yeah.
and I don't even think we could give them away. Like, we had them up for auctions at like $50, and
Yeah.
nobody even wanted them. That's
Like,
how
almost
little
all
people
these are,
play these
like,
models.
The first edition models that are going away, except for the Celestin Prime, because there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, yeah, no, like a lot of these were literally in that box or the second edition box. But yes,
It does suck because currently, like, they have start collectings and stuff with these models in them. So
that does suck a little bit. Yes, that they
Yeah.
were in the start collectings. Actually, the
You-
start collectings are the biggest feel bads I feel like of this
Right.
whole thing.
you could still kind of get duped into them. Well, let's see. The Spearhead, I think, has all new models. So if you get the Spearhead, you're okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Spearhead has all new models.
All right.
Somewhere, there's a GW store guy that's gonna sell you old ass models
Ooh,
that he knows are not gonna be
Ooh.
playable.
that's a mood right there. Yes, one's gonna be someone's gonna get hit with the Billy
I mean,
Mays.
I wanna give it to the GW guys that they may not do that, but then again,
Yeah, especially
maybe
I guess
not
like,
at the cafe, but
or like
some
some small
GW
shop
store
who's not like
strip mall, yeah.
Especially if they're not like super following
Right.
of it, and they're just kind of like they just carry the product.
Listen, people
someone
got
might.
sold like codexes the month before they went in. A
Oof.
new one came out. Like I remember that.
Yeah, that one was a real thing that happened.
I think
Yes.
somebody walked into a GW store and they sold them Necrons the like month before the Necrons got redone.
Oof. that one's rough. Yes.
Anyway,
No.
there you go. That's all the stuff. That's the drama. All the drama
Right, the drama. So going back
by
to the
people who
yeah.
don't even play Age of Sigmar.
All right, that's the segue into my actual rant today. It's all of these 40K YouTubers who are hopping on this Age of Sigmar, stirring up drama, being like, "Oh my God, GW is canceling armies, and they're gonna come for your 40K next." And it's like, you clickbait ass people. All of you are clickbaiting people, stirring up trouble. I've actually not even heard an Age of Sigmar channel yet complaining about this.
Right.
It is all
Like-
40K channels.
Like Ozpex did a video on it. I was like, why are you doing a video
Right.
on this?
That's exactly.
I don't
like-
even know if he covers Age of Sigmar.
No, he has never done an Age of Sigmar video before this.
Yeah.
Auspex knows nothing about Age of Sigmar. He doesn't play Age of Sigmar. He doesn't follow Age of Sigmar. And just like, Even
Yeah, I don't.
channels that like I don't normally like shit on a lot. I think like
Yeah,
Tabletop Minions has a video about this
Tabletop Vids
also.
had a mini about
And,
this.
and at least he does have some Sigmar. I'll give him credit. I know he does have some Sigmar. I'm pretty sure it's not Bone Splitters and Beasts of Chaos, but I know he just made the video because it's the new clickbait title, and I'm calling it now. I'm gonna make a clickbait title for this video too, but it's mostly to call out all of you influencer people
uh,
who are just stirring up drama for no reason.
this comment, Tarkat 15 said, a new tier on the internet is that mad about GW scale. Auspex makes a Sigmar video.
Yes, that is literally a tier. It's like what? Like, and I mean,
Okay. I will agree with this comment where it's so strange how GW is nuking some models that are less than 5 years old when some 40k factions have models from the 90s.
okay,
Like,
that one's valid.
fair. Like, you need to get rid of some of those shitty 40k models. Like, come on.
GW is, but they're dragging that out on purpose. Looking at you, Eldar, with your you get one
Yeah.
unit every edition, so they can stretch that release out.
Yeah, stretch that out, yeah.
But yeah, that shit. That's a different rant for a different day of how.
But that's like, I mean, nobody's complaining. They're not changing they slightly change the rules, but the models are pretty much just better models. Like,
Right.
that's because it's Eldar, and we just get better things.
Well, I mean, that's what Eldar is. Apparently, Eldar, you
Right.
don't get new models. You just get
No.
redesigns of the old models.
Right. You get redesigns of the old model, but they're still better.
I actually don't even know. Like, has
They're still
Eldar
good.
gotten a new model in the last two editions of 40k?
No.
Like, the last thing you got was the Wraith Knight, right?
Not
Back in
right.
7th?
Well, the Wraith units.
Yeah, the Wraith units as a whole
all the Wraith
in
units,
7th
right.
edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't
don't
think
think
there's literally been
they-
a new model since.
Not brand new, yeah. Because
Well, not a new unit, like a completely
right.
original unit.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like the whatever guardian the Oofway guardians are not. They're just guardians with black.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Shadow guardians, whatever they're called.
I mean, I guess you guys got the Corsairs, but that's a kill
Yeah,
team.
but that's the kill team.
Right.
That's not.
Oh,
full...
you got the Shroud Runners, the scouts on bikes. I forgot about that. You did get a new unit, Shroud Runners.
The Pathfinders on bikes.
Pathfinders on bikes. That is
forgot
a new.
about
I forgot about that too because nobody fucking
They're
plays
just
them.
Pathfinders on bikes.
That is right because nobody plays.
Okay,
that.
you got one new unit.
Yeah. I guess you got Yunari back in 8th edition.
Sure.
Technically a whole sub faction, I guess.
Right.
God,
is that really it? That's it.
I think that's
just
literally
the
it.
Shroud Runners is all we got. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going through the model line for Eldar right now.
I'm not gonna say that they're like crappy. They were cool. Nobody really plays them, but whatever. You don't have to.
I mean, GW will buff them later on and make them when they want to sell them. On that note, Eldar have 68 things you can buy, but that's including all the Forge World stuff.
Right.
And they've got the Tantalus in there, which I'm pretty sure is a Dark Eldar model, just because Yunari can you take it. So they're cheating to get it all the way up to 68. And they're including things like the Warp Hunter and the Lynx and
Right.
and the right arm of the Phantom, which is the Titan Pulsar. Like literally that's what they did to get it up to 68. That's how unbalanced the number of models is between some of the factions. No, I'm just saying. There's distinctly some factions just have too many models. And GW's not wrong when they say that they cannot just support every model for until the end of time.
Yeah.
Like
people were complaining about that, being like, "Oh, we can't support every model, and we can't continue to sell and support every model indefinitely." Blah 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 blah. And they're like, "Oh, Infinity supports old models."
Okay, I'm actually going to argue that one. There's a lot of Infinity models that you can't buy anymore.
Yeah, you can't buy them.
Right. Even ones with current rules, there are Infinity models that you can't buy. So that's just a lie.
Like, you know what, guys? That's called Legends.
It is called Legends. But Legends sucks. Nobody likes Legends. Nobody wants to play Legends.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That is the GW dramas on this one. It is a lot of fake news. I mean, it is real news, but it's being complained about in fake news way. Like I would be less
Yeah.
mad if people were complaining about like the Vanguard boxes. Like that one's probably valid.
I didn't
Or
watch the video on the Force org where somebody was like, "They're destroying Age of Sigmar."
how are you destroying Age of Sigmar?
It might have just been a clickbait
It
video
was
because
probably a
that's
clickbait video
kind
because
of how they are.
Age
But
of Sigmar has no Force Org now. It's basically
yeah,
no Force Org. I don't even understand how
let me
you
see.
could
Let me see.
technically make a Age of Sigmar army with no heroes now.
I'm gonna
Like,
now talk shit about videos people have created, but
is that what
I
we're gonna
want
be
to
on?
watch this video of this mediocre hobbies has a thing where a ex GW staff explains why Age of Sigmar kits are going away. That might be what I watch later, but
Okay.
also this Hellstrom has video on the Age of Sigmar scandal.
Oh god, I'm gonna go
Man,
look this up here
Hellstrom.
real quick. Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, just
I'm just
look
gonna
up Age of
Google Age of
Sigmar.
Sigmar and see what we got
Yeah.
here. All right, all
The top
right,
two, interestingly, like is talking about positives, like why they're doing this.
right. Okay, right.
Honest Wargamer, like he has a thing about list building seems to be easier, but is it? Like he's just going over it. Like
Okay, okay,
they're
okay.
not complaining, they're discussing like, oh, what are the
Right,
options you
right.
could do
They're,
now?
they're trying to actually
Like
analyze what's
yeah.
happening with
Like it's
with
not
things.
simple, it's a lot more complex because like the thing is like, yeah, it's one hero plus 0 to 3 non-hero units or
Right.
0 to 4 hero if general.
Yes.
Or 0 to 4 units if it's your general.
Right.
But
You
then
get an extra one in your general.
you can also put auxiliaries, which are just any model.
Yes, it's literally any model.
Yeah.
Right. And the only downside to it appears to be the first turn effect, and
Right.
then whoever has less apparently gets another command point, which we're not really sure how command points are going to work in the current edition.
Okay. All right. So the first two videos there,
Right.
and then you have Todd Minion talking about it, Hellstrom talking about it. You have these Age of Sigmar reforged cinematic, and then you have Kirov talking about it.
I see. I got after the Warhammer cinematic, right? I get Auspex's video, and then I get Poorhammer's video.
Wow.
Which is actually not even about it. Poorhammer's talking about the faction sales pitch, every AOS faction's most iconic models. Hellstrom, right? There's Hellstrom. Oh, the scandal got worse? That's a clickbait.
Yeah.
Hellstrom, I'm calling you out right now. That is just clickbait.
I got Discourse minis talking about, yeah. It's like literally everyone's just doing a video on this, like, oh, rest in peace, blah blah blah, whatever.
Like rest in peace. What? What are you resting in peace?
Whoa,
so many Stormcast models consigned to the bin. So many models that nobody gives a shit about. Bonesplittaz, nobody plays that. Beasts of Cares, nobody plays that. Who is the one? I mean, actually, Kiroth is in England. Maybe he might know a Beast of Splitter. That's actually valid.
Maybe the British play this. That's why. Is this it? Is the British people like?
Is that what it is? Are these top tier armies in England? Is that what's going on? I don't know.
The non-American players isn't Hellstrom like Canadian or something? I'm sorry, like.
Okay, I'm just kind of like reading what Kiroth is saying, right? He literally says that he feels bad for the Sacrosanct Chamber players because of a lot of your models, and he literally says are going away, which is absolutely not a true statement. That is absolutely lies. The models are going away. The battle scrolls are gonna be back. If they get redesigned, so what?
They get redesigned. Yeah.
But at the same time, they literally have already posted in the Nagash article. They literally show a battle scroll from one of those models that are quote going away.
Listen, I predict this. They're gonna go away, and then GW will bring them back.
They will. That's what GW does. They're just gonna bring them back.
They're gonna be like that new design Sacrosanct Chamber coming back from Azure.
They are. They're absolutely going to redesign the Sacrosanct Chamber.
Flip the table.
And like, all of you people who threw your Sacrosanct Chamber models away, Sacrosanct's going to be the newest, most broken thing. I mean, it's in the literal intro video. The video is talking about the very chamber of people. Like, you think the GW is going to put them in the video and make them go away? No, idiots. They're just going to get redesigned. GW just clickbaited all of you idiot ass influencers, and every one of you influencers is just biting on it and getting them clicks.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking at the trailer again, and it is pretty much the sacrosanct
It
chamber.
is.
That's in
They
the
literally
video.
show the winged dudes
Yeah.
that we were just joking about that we couldn't give away for free. I'm just gonna click on this video and play it in muted in
Yeah.
the background. But yes, we're just gonna look at these things. These are literally the first edition models. Like,
I did not even notice that. I think people were just too uh, in awe by the Skaven.
I mean, the Skaven players. I mean, I was pretty hyped because I saw a Zangor do a thing. Like a Zangor actually killed a guy, and I was just like, this is already not real.
Like nobody cares what all these other models are.
Right.
They're just looking at the Skaven.
That's true. Skaven players took over, and like everyone's brain just turned off. Apparently.
Yeah, these are all the sacrosanct chamber models.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
So yeah, like I don't know what people are expecting.
You guys need to. I know they're dragging it out. You need to show the starter set.
Oh, you know what's gonna be in the starter set? I guarantee it's the Sacrosanct Chamber. I guarantee it. I'm calling it right now. The starter set will contain all the Skaven models
Well,
and
okay.
Sacrosanct Chamber. It's Sacrosanct Chamber.
I think somewhere they already said that those heroes are going to be in it. The heroes are getting redone. The heroes from the first set,
Right? Yeah.
The chick and all
Yeah,
that
it's
are gonna get
it's the narrative like progression. I think is
Right.
what's gonna happen.
I don't know if they're going to be Sacrosanct Chamber or they're going to be models.
Or whatever,
Similar?
like the reimagined
Right.
version. Well, yeah, it could be the reimagined version of the Sacrosanct Chamber.
Yeah.
But yes, it's gonna be all these models. Basically, that's what it's gonna be. And
It's so, God, yeah. Top. It. God, what is this? There's another one. GW trashing Age of Sigmar models. Oh, does AOS dirty. GW does AOS dirty.
okay, this is gonna actually. So this is a separate one that I haven't talked about yet, but I've been having this thought, and I actually appreciate that AOS's story progresses. Like,
Yeah.
we've been playing 40K since you've been second edition. I've been since third edition, right? That's like way too long. We're not gonna count numbers. We're not gonna reference that. But in that time, the progression of the 40K story is non-existent. Like, nothing has happened in 40K.
Yeah, they always kind of stagnated the story, and it's like, oh, they don't want anyone to win because you don't want any faction to be the heroes, aka whatever their world narrative story was.
Right. Yeah, and every time they do have a world narrative, they've rolled it back and they've invalidated it. Like,
Space Marines one. I don't trust the Tyranids one.
no, I don't. What came of the Tyranids' big invasion? Nothing. Like, I have yet to hear anything about the Tyranid invasion. Abaddon had 2/13th Black Crusades. Hilarious. Like, what else has happened? Vashtor. What has Vashtor done since like jacking on with the Dark Angels? Nothing. Like, Vashtor hasn't done a single thing. I don't even know where he's at. Like, there's nothing happens in
The
40K.
lion whooped Angron's ass, right? The lion whooped. Was it Angron?
The lion did whoop on Angron's ass.
Yeah.
that one's funny. We're gonna hold that one as canon because it's a little funny on that one. He's just salty though because he learned from when the wolf knocked him out. He's just like he just came and sucker punched Angron. He's just like, learn this. So he learned. So that's actually, I guess that is a story progression that the lion learned.
Oh, that's right. It was the wolf, right?
The what?
It was the wolf that knocked him out.
Well, the lion. Yeah, back in 30K. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Lehman Russ knocked out the lion, but then the lion learned that you just gotta sucker punch people, and that's how you win. Right? That's
That's like his one L, right? Because he's like undefeated except for
he is undefeated except
right.
for that, and the Space Wolf players hold that as a win, and Dark Angels don't consider that a real fight. It's arguable whether that's a loss.
Lehman Russ like still count.
Lehman Russ does count it. He's counting it in the warp.
Like peace.
That's right.
Wow.
Lion. I don't know if the lion counts that one. Lion might be a little delulu about that. But yeah, other than that, like 40K doesn't progress. Whereas Age of Sigmar, in the time that Age of Sigmar has been a thing, like they've progressed the narrative like in multiple ways. Like actual like game changing, model changing, narrative changing like ways. And like I don't know, I just think it's better. I like that the game progresses. I like that the Stormcasts
Just yeah,
are like they have a flaw and like they're not just gonna leave the flaw forever and they're just like what they're gonna
right.
do for the next like 20 years. They're just like
QQ
20 years
about it.
later the Sacrosanct Chamber is still
We're
being
gonna,
very sad. It's like
we're gonna QQ about it for 10 millennia. Yeah,
yeah,
10
QQ for 10
millennium. Be like,
millennia. It's just
dang.
like yes.
You
Yeah.
remember that time when our Primarch died? Dang.
It's remember that time 20 years ago when the Tyranids appeared and they were gonna devour the galaxy? It's like yeah. It's like I'm sure that's a big problem.
People just being sad and all just being like, the fuck happened?
Right. Well, 20
I've been
years
working on
ago,
this for
right,
10,000 years. What
right,
the fuck
10,000
happened?
years, the
Right.
Hive Fleets have been probing the galaxy.
What'd you guys do with the Imperium?
It's like, yeah, nothing. We didn't do shit. That's why Gulimon came back and is sad because the lore hasn't
Right.
changed in the last 10,000
Like,
years. Like, he's just like,
fuck.
I went to sleep to try and wait for something to happen. I came back and they're just like, oh, we didn't bother writing any new lore for the last 10,000 years. He's like, I see. So I got you. And so
What
that's
happened to everybody else? Like,
it's like they're smart. They didn't come back yet. They're just like, I got
they're all gone.
you. All right.
They're all gone. It's like Jack is busy racing Doom.
He's still racing Doom Rider. That race isn't over yet.
Doom.
They haven't decided the victor on that race yet. I understand. That's fair. That's a never-ending race right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, just yeah. Don't the story of Ages, and I think that's the thing also about the 40K influencers talking about Age of Sigmar is they
Yeah.
don't understand that in the time that Age of Sigmar like has been around, the story has progressed. Like things have changed constantly. Age of Sigmar was created on the back of like they deleted the whole game. That's how Age of Sigmar was created. Like,
It deleted the whole game.
right. And like and I feel like that's just part of like the different mentality of Age of Sigmar. It's like things are allowed to be different in Age of Sigmar. And whereas 40K players like you take away mini marines that literally no one gives a shit about and like people are losing their minds.
These videos are like within days of each other. They're all within 3 days. Like they were done in the last 3 days.
Yes.
There's a couple of people jumped on these like immediately, like Hellstrom and like
Right.
Kirov.
Yeah.
But like everyone is just regurgitating this, like, oh my god, GW's ruining the game.
Right. And, no, what's
End of the world.
what ruins the game is having mini marines last for the last 10 years
Yeah.
for no reason. That was what ruined you. The GW allowed people to buy mini marines for the last 10 years. That's trash.
The gosh nerfed.
That's
Well,
fair.
I mean, come on, whatever. Listen,
That's fair.
the War Scroll update is interesting. They basically went 40K.
Yeah.
They're basically 40K design.
Yeah.
But it's also like all the information is there. It's easier to reference. Like,
No,
don't know.
I think it's
Like,
fine. I don't
yeah.
see a problem with it. And
they tell you that okay. Your hero phase. Okay.
are you looking at the War Scroll article?
Yeah, I'm looking at the War Scroll article.
Yeah. Let's look at the Liberator War Scroll.
Whoa,
That's literally right here on the
Liberators.
article. Liberators.
These are new models, aren't they? Yeah.
They are. They're starting. They're not as thick. That's how you can tell they're new. That's why people are sad because they're into thick models.
Has no one referenced the fact that I know we just referenced it, sorry, but I don't think anyone has said they not referenced the fact that these Liberators are new models.
I don't know.
That they're the same unit,
Right.
like
That they're the literal same, and they're literally called the
it's
Liberators.
literal same unit.
Yeah, and they have the literal
No.
same profile.
No.
No.
No. People are just still bitching that
People still bitching about that, even though there is a literal
that the models are getting removed.
Right.
But
right.
this is the Liberator.
And they're
War Scroll.
literally showing on the War Scroll pictures of the new models.
Pictures of the new models.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
people were like, no, you like old models.
I mean, people do love old models. People have this weird like love
Yeah.
of old things. I
This
do
is
not understand.
one where people complain that these guys are skinnier. Like
They are
don't have
skinnier.
their giant shoulder pads. Like
They
their
don't-
shoulder pads are not
They're not
90%
rocking
of their
40K
body.
shoulder
Right.
pads. Yeah, that's true. Look at the dude. There's that one dude looking to the left, and he can see
Right.
over his shoulder
You
pad.
can see over his shoulder pads.
I know,
yeah.
like I don't
They
know
look
what
like
to say.
actual people.
Right. Like
But also, I think the thing is those first edition ones, we were on the whole belief that they were just like energy dude, like they were Thousand Suns basically. They're just
That's
animated
true.
suits
Like
of
nobody
armor.
even knew what they looked like under their helmets
Right.
back in the original,
Right.
like first edition.
Now that they're like, oh, they're humans, like they made them more human looking.
I mean, that's probably fair though. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's just part of like GW's design philosophy changing.
Redesign, yeah.
Because I mean, even
yeah.
look at like a lot of the new models from that first edition. It was like Fire Slayers, which were short and wide. The redone Orcs, short and wide. Apparently, first edition Age of West was about being thick.
It's just short and wide.
Yeah, it was short and
Thick-
wide. Yeah,
thick.
yeah.
Thick edition.
Thick edition. What's the thick
Yeah.
edition? You know what? That's probably why people are real sad. Is because people love the thick. So that's
You got the Glotkin, they're extra thick.
That's true though. I forgot the Glotkin. They were like they are the thickest of the thicks.
Thickest of the thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like this the War Scroll is neat. It's similar. It's still kind of the same. They do have control. We don't know what exactly
Control. Yeah. OC. That's probably
Control.
OC.
Yeah, basically.
I am heavily assuming that's OC. They got health.
Like,
they got
come on,
save, they
come
got
on. Yeah,
moves.
how you contest objectives. GW could just call it OC.
You could have just called it OC. Indeed.
Right. I understand. You don't want it to be the same as your other game.
So they took the word objective out.
Right? Yeah.
That's what they did.
It's just control. It's
Right,
different
it's just
than
control.
40K.
It's not objective control. You can control other things too, maybe. I don't know. Like you don't know.
GW's too hard up on the we can't make our games to shame.
Even though you literally
they literally
the
are.
same.
Yeah. It's like back in the day when people were like, "Oh, it's just fantasy 40K or 40K is just fantasy in the future."
I mean, it
Kind
was.
of was. Kind of was, but
Yeah.
we gotta be right.
But yeah. So there you go. No, this looks pretty much what you expect it would look like. It's
These abilities, it's so okay. I understand what they're trying to do with the colors, but man,
where
colors are
the colors
supposed to be.
dictate like what phase
Right.
of the game that you get to use.
I'm
them
kind of
in.
glad that they put passive or they put hero phase because I don't know what these colors are supposed to mean, like off the top of my head. Like,
I mean, I guess like the word passive. I mean, it doesn't. They could have actually just wrote
it's
the
a
word
purple, which
Right.
is a reference, I think, to like
End turn.
end of turn.
What they could have wrote next to the word passive, when all that empty space, they could have just wrote end of turn.
End of turn, yeah.
They could have just wrote that. That would have been fine too. They could have even left it purple and next to passive wrote the word end of turn because there's a lot of space next to it.
I see why it's end of turn because it just adds 3 to the unit's objectives.
Right. I'm sure you're scoring at the end of turn.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess technically once you learn the rules, it'll make
Right.
sense. You don't need to know that.
The whole color thing, it's a great idea, but it's just weird. I don't like why.
Right. Yeah. And I mean
Not
the
gonna
little
remember the
ability
colors.
icons, like the colored in dot is control. The sun star thing
Right.
is special.
What if you're colorblind? Well, I know that
Well-
you could then remember the icons.
You could just remember the icons,
Right.
or you could just
But
learn the
also, you
rules.
could just write it. You could just
You could just
it.
write the word out. I mean, there's a lot of
Write the
space up
word
there.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
just
a lot of space on that.
Tell
word.
me, which they did. Given it's passive, like when you want to use it, they tell you when you can use it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. You
Kind of
use it
redundant
when
depending on
you're
the colors,
scoring your control score,
Right.
which is probably the end
Or,
of turn.
or like under Nagash, like he has an ability. It's hero phase. It says hero phase.
Oh, does it say hero phase? Okay. It says your hero phase.
Mhm.
Okay. So it does. Sometimes it tells me what's going
Right.
on.
Once per battle, your hero phase.
Okay. So sometimes it tells
Yeah.
me.
Or
When
on
I can
the
use it.
once per turn, army, end of any turn.
I guess the passive ones are the ones that don't list the phase because it's
Right.
always
Because
on.
they're always on.
And I guess at that point
Technically,
it
like
doesn't matter
this
what the phase
happens
is.
in the
Yeah.
well, this technically happens in the hero phase, but it's passive, so you don't have to toggle it. It just
Right.
it can't happen any other time, I guess.
I suppose. I guess theoretically it could, but it doesn't matter since mechanically that's not how it's going to work.
Right. Like battle damage happens at the start turn when this unit is 10 or more damage points, subtract 3 from power level. Well, that just happens.
I guess eventually when people are more used to looking for different colors, Because
Right.
this way, like I guess at the start of turn, I only need to look for the black one. And I suppose
For the
that was the
black one.
concept. Yeah, is
Right.
at a glance, I don't have to read the whole thing
Right.
every phase, trying to pick out which abilities activate at which
It
timing.
it is a good idea, but I don't think it's necessary. But also putting the words on there helps. So at least they did that good. They did that good.
The
They didn't
activating
just
ones, yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't just leave the color
True, true.
and the symbol, which would have been horrible.
That's true. That's true.
So it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying on that. Okay, okay.
I don't have an issue with these war scrolls.
No, I mean I don't see what the problem with the War Scrolls. Does
Yeah.
anyone have issue with them? Is anyone complaining about the War Scrolls?
Like people were, there's somebody was saying that Nagash got nerfed, but whatever. Like we don't know how the rest of the game is. Like
We also don't know how many points the Gosh is. So
That's true.
that's like maybe he did get nerfed. Maybe the Gosh got whooped by the rats so hard that when the rats came back, he felt the trauma and like he's a little weaker now.
it looks like people are just talking about, for the most part, the War Scroll and the changes from the War Scroll.
Okay.
That's about it. Like just going over how they changed from what they are now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I if you've played one game, you've kind of played all
Right.
GW games.
I mean, it's hard to find through the giant stream of GW ruined Age of Sigmar.
Dude, these people don't even play Age of Sigmar. And I'm actually pretty excited for Age of Sigmar. I think so far a lot of the changes, I like a lot of the changes.
I'm gonna also give it to Tabletop Time. They didn't do a video on this. You're great. God love
Tabletop
you.
Time? Shout out
Yeah.
to Tabletop Time. You didn't just jump on the bandwagon.
They did a video for Adepticon. They didn't, but they really have stopped doing like GW specific videos for a bit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There's an Underpainter, Discourse Minis. You guys are all bandwagoning this shit. I'm just gonna call out. I'm calling out everybody who's clickbaiting these videos. Unnecessary.
Goobertown is he faked his identity to editor a miniature painting competition. But
Okay, that's pretty good.
Like these are good. These are videos we want to watch. Not
There you go. There you go.
everyone complaining that GW deleted models, whatever, and
Yeah.
then brought them immediately back.
Speaking of which,
No,
are we
we're
gonna
not gonna
finally?
talk
Are we gonna
about
give
that.
our official hot take on this one about deleting models and bringing them back? Our mini marine conspiracy theory. Are we gonna go
talking
into?
about? What,
We got like 8 minutes left in the
Right,
in the
go on.
Saltcast, so
Wait,
we're
what?
gonna hit people
What?
with the greatest conspiracy theory. Is that at some point GW is gonna re-release 40K Classic.
Whoa, classic 40K.
We're calling it now, and in 40K Classic, they are going to sell you mini marines. Don't
10 years from now, they're gonna sell you those one push marines.
Those
from,
push fit
the
marines.
push fit guys from whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They're
Don't
gonna re-release the Black Reach box.
don't sell it. Don't sell your mini marines, people. It's coming back. 40K Classic.
But they didn't re-release Black Reach, right? Yet.
They did re-release
No,
Black Reach. Yeah,
that's
they
the one
did.
they haven't. Yeah. What?
No, they did reach Black
Did they?
Reach. No, they released the one
No.
with the lander. The,
Right.
Yeah.
They haven't released Black Reach yet.
Right. Black Reach is the one they haven't re-released. Oh,
Right,
they're
'cause they
saving
know
that.
They're, gonna
They're
sell
saving
out of
that.
those. They
They're
know
gonna-
everyone's gonna buy.
They're gonna
patch.
re-release Black Reach. Call it 40K Classic. It's gonna be like, is it second edition or third edition rules? That's a toss-up. I'm not sure which one it'll be.
I don't remember Black Reach. Yeah.
Well, Black Reach was third edition, but
Oh,
but
okay.
but will they release Classic as a second edition or as third edition?
Oh.
That's
I don't know.
hard.
They're gonna be redone. They'll be redone.
They will redone
Just
Mini
like-
Marines.
Just like Old World was.
Yes,
They're
gonna
gonna
bring it
redo
back.
the rules.
That's
it's
right.
gonna be like revised third edition.
Revised third edition. I could see
Yeah.
this. I could see this. That's right. The Mini Marines are coming back. They're gonna sell them to you again. Don't get rid of your models, people. This is our
Hey,
pro tip.
they're all coming back. The box dreads. It's gonna be 40K classic.
Oh shit! I forgot about the box dreads. Absolutely, the box dreads are coming
Box
back.
dreads.
Yeah. Don't get rid of those either, people. That's
They gotta sit on them and wait for you to get that nostalgia, mate.
that's right. And they also gotta wait for you to throw away your models. So like that way you have to buy new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, horrible. It's gonna happen though.
It is. It is. Calling it now. You've heard it here. Our hot take, episode 4 of 2024.
I hate GDW. Like you bring trash back, but you won't bring good stuff back, like
BFG?
Battlefield Gothic.
BFG.
Yeah.
This is that's our bucket list, but that we're never gonna get because it's good and people want that. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be okay if they brought Man of War back, but
I mean, if they brought back Man of War before they brought back BFG, that's just a slap in the face. GW is just trolling at that point.
yeah,
That's all that is. Oh.
like nobody knows what this is.
Nobody even knows what Man of War is. Comment down below if you actually know what Man of War is without having to look it up. Like, I want to know.
Or Dreadfleet.
Or Dreadfleet. Oh, if you know what Dreadfleet is, yeah, that's a good one too. We have Dreadfleet. That's a sign. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you know what Dreadfleet is, comment down below. All 4 of you who listen to our podcast, thanks for sticking around from our hiatus where we.
Right. Yeah.
All right. I think we've done the good work today. We've talked shit about the fellow peers. Call them peers loosely because they're obviously way better channels than we are, but we can talk.
We're not going to make
about
a clickbait thumbnail saying how GW is deleting your armies.
No, we're gonna make a clickbait thumbnail about how all the other people need to calm the f down. That's what our thumbnail is literally gonna be.
40K influencers.
40K influencers QQ. That's what I'm gonna call this episode.
Over Age of Sigmar.
Yes, that's what I'm calling this episode right there. 40K influencer QQ. That's right.
God.
All right, everybody. Thanks for checking us out. Please like and subscribe. You know the deal. Even if you don't like it, we're gonna keep making these salty videos because we got lots to talk about. So, we'll see you guys next time.
Hey.